All right, welcome back, guys. All right, so today we are reviewing this Abercrombie Fitch Fierce cologne. Why? It's been out for over 20 years. So why am I doing now? Because it showed up, of all places, at Burlington Coat Factory. I've actually been wanting to get this. I wanted to do a whole lineup of the fragrances that were big when I was in high school that I couldn't afford to buy. But I didn't get this one because I was like, well, this is one of those ones that's still expensive on discount. I found it one ounce for 15 bucks at Burlington Coat Factory. I've never seen this particular fragrance from A&F show up at Ross, TJ Maxx, Burlington. I've seen a bunch of other ones, never seen Fierce. And I thought that was just because they kind of protected it because it's their most well-known cologne probably. It is an Eau de Cologne, so it's a very low concentration. And as always, the way we do it on this channel is we spray on paper, then we spray on skin. I give you my interpretation of both of those, and then I blip out of existence, and I come back and talk to you about things like longevity, projection, and dry down. This is a fairly well-known fragrance, so that might be a little redundant for most people who've experienced this cologne. I will probably recognize the smell just because it came out in 2002, so right dead center of high school years where boys just douse themselves in cologne. Not me, because I didn't have money, but there you go. So let's go ahead and talk about those opening notes real fast. You get fir. Fir is just, to me, they could say pine needles, it doesn't matter. Lemon, orange, C notes, looking forward to that. Cardamom and petitgrain. Whenever I think of petitgrain, I always think of Petey and Greenlee, which I have and I enjoy a great deal. Middle notes of rosemary, that kind of goes with the C notes typically. Lily of the valley. Jasmine, sage, love sage. Rose, iffy on rose sometimes. And then musk, vetiver, oakmoss, Brazilian rosewood, which to me, if you could tell the difference between one rosewood versus another, I think you're kind of crazy, but whatever. And then we get sandalwood. So let's get this thing unwrapped and sprayed on paper. This is one of the fragrances that my wife, I think, did not want me to get one time, simply because I think every guy that ever wanted to go out with her wore this in high school because we're about the same age. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. I'm going to be interested after I take it to her and have her smell my arm, like what she thinks of it, like kind of blind. All right, let's see. Does it have the dude on the front? No, this is a tasteful, non-naked hot guy on the front version of this particular bottle. But it's very small, very cutesy. Look how tiny it is. Okay, let's get the lid off. Let's spray on paper. Let's see how this goes. Oh, that's a nice little atomizer for that size. Let's not be shy. It's Eau de Cologne, so it's not a huge concentration. Don't want to underdo it. So can I waft it in my general direction? Okay, yeah, definitely get the C notes. It's like a piney, semi-bitter citrus, C note-y kind of combo. Very fresh. I was not expecting it to be quite so fresh. Yeah, that's nice. It's not the strongest thing in the world, but I can definitely tell there's petitgrain in there. It's kind of like that almost like crushed grass or cut grass kind of vibe to it. It's not super strong, I'll tell you that much. And that makes sense for an Eau de Cologne, and we live in this world where everything's like EDP, parfum, extrait de parfum, like high oil concentrations are kind of in vogue right now. So something that's probably like around 5% concentration for an Eau de Cologne, it just might not be as strong. I'm not getting any rosemary. I may be some roses picking through, but that could just be general sweetness in the florals. Do a couple more sprays up close. Okay. Yeah, that's really nice. I don't really have any complaints about that. It's definitely in that like late 90s, early 2000s kind of vibe. It's a little bit floral for a men's cologne, but like that was the 90s, man. Like everything, like 90s was like the metrosexual time period where men were expected to be clean, primmed, and proper, and just like, you know, shaved chest. No, manscaping was all the rage, all that stuff, and all kind of, and super clean smelling colognes. ADG, not ADG, excuse me. Armani Acqua di Gio was a very clean floral marine kind of fragrance. It still is, and for that same reason, that was just the thing. They wanted their men to smell clean in the late 90s and early 2000s. All right, let's go ahead and spray on the skin. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna do like 5. I'm gonna really douse it. So forgive me. I want to really know what this smells like. I'm gonna let it flash for a few seconds because I got a little bit on my hands. I really want to be able to smell it. Gotta hold it because I don't have it quite in frame. Yeah, so that's it's a little more orangey. It's a little more citrus in the opening on skin. You get a little bit more, the cardamom is not very intense. To the extent that cardamom is there, it might just be like a sweet kind of vibe. But yeah, that's a nice, clean smell. This would be great for like the gym. It's just it's a very simple, easy wear. The other reason why I got this, because I also know that there is a PDM fragrance that is meant to be like a more refined version of this. So if I like this DNA enough, I might spring for the expensive niche like option that kind of takes it to the next level. But yeah, that's nice. The C notes are, I would almost call them aquatic notes, because it doesn't really have a salty vibe to it. Whenever I think of C notes, I think salty. This does not strike me as salty in the opening. It's definitely more sweet on skin. The fur is not as pronounced. It's not quite as piney. It's definitely more of a lemon orange combo, and the petitgrain is just kind of there. Like it's almost vaguely like fresh cut grass, like in the background. The rosemary, I'm noticing some sage and possibly some rose early on, but not intensely. Like normally sage is pretty strong. I usually interpret sage as like a very sweet aromatic kind of note, but I'm not getting any musk really, no oakmoss. The wood notes I'm not really getting. I'm definitely not noticing any vetiver, because that to me normally is like a very crisp, kind of clean, woody smell. I'm not getting that. It's really mostly just a very sweet, fresh, citrus, floral combo. So citrus, floral, freshness. That's what I'm getting from this. Very clean smelling. Like you would want your, like if you could make detergent smell like this and your clothing would come out of the dryer smelling like this, you would do it in a heartbeat. It's that kind of vibe. All right, so I'm gonna blip out of existence. I will come back when I'm done wearing this for a few days, and I'll talk about longevity, projection, and all that fun stuff. All right, guys, we are back with my little bottle of Abercrombie Fitch Fierce Cologne, Eau de Cologne concentration. Let's go ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead and point this out with the notes. We'll do the note breakdown first. So it's very aromatic, but it's also got those C notes in it that kind of come out after about 20 minutes in the opening. You notice the more like that salt water kind of vibe. It's got a lot of rosemary in it. That's rosemary, sage. I don't pick up a whole lot of rose or really any florals that are just like super strong. It's really a masculine kind of aromatic fragrance overall. The dry down is kind of vetiver, musky in my opinion. That's the two notes that I pick out the most. But when you get, this is one of those early 2000s fragrances that's just like so note ridden that for me, it's a whole lot of just good. It smells good. There's a lot of good going on there, but it's definitely in the aromatic sphere. It's very pleasant. There's nothing really wrong. I sprayed this all over me, went to my wife and said, what's it smell like? She says, it smells really good. And I told her what it was. She's like, oh yeah, I know. Because we're both like millennials. So of course, Abercrombie & Fitch and malls, that was just like what we grew up with. And we know all about that particular fragrance. But yeah, it's nice. It projects well. I would say this is maybe a 5 to 6 hour longevity kind of fragrance, unless you seriously overspray or put it on your clothing so it'll last a little longer. But it's an Eau de Cologne concentration, so for that concentration of fragrance, that's actually pretty darn good. Like that, most Eau de Colognes, it's like they're there for like however long you're on a date or however long you're in the gym. They don't last long, and that's pretty typical for Eau de Cologne concentrations. Like there might be as little as 5% fragrance oil in this thing, so we don't really know what the exact concentration is, but it's low and it still has decent performance given that limitation. But yeah, it's definitely pleasant. It's one that, like, if you see it for, again, $15 at Ross for this little bottle. They had, I think I saw one at Marshall's or TJ Maxx that was bigger for like 30. Grab it. It smells good. It's, I'm gonna go and say it's a timeless kind of fragrance. It's very clean. If you want to compare it to something that's kind of in the same vein at the same time period, think like Aqua de Jo, the original Eau de Toilette. Imagine that, but instead of being sweet citrus, it's more like a sweet floral. Like, I'm sorry, aromatic and floral. There's a little bit more of that aromatic marine kind of combo. Still very, very clean in overall presentation. It's definitely not like a dirty kind of musky smell or a dirty wood note, even though it has all those base notes that are wood and oak moss. It's very clean, very masculine. This is, I would not even say this is a younger man's fragrance in 2026. I mean, probably when it came out, sure, because of the A&F marketing and being in malls and stuff. But this would be a very pleasant fragrance for anyone or any guy to wear at any age at this point, just because there's so much aromatic stuff going on there, and those herbal notes tend to be kind of universal. But yeah, Very pleasant. The projection's not crazy. You're not going to fill a room unless you're trying to, and that means like you have to seriously overspray. Longevity, I'd say 3 hours of okay projection, meaning like, hey, if you're standing next to somebody, they'll smell you, but if they're like 2 cubicles away, there's not a chance. They're not going to smell you. If you walk by somebody for like, in that time, they might smell you as you pass by. And if you're having a conversation with somebody, they'll probably notice. It's pleasant, it's nice, there's nothing. I don't have a flaw to this fragrance, except if it could be a little stronger and last longer. But for an Eau de Cologne at this price point, that's not really a complaint I feel justified in making. But yeah, that's about all I got for Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section, add the plus sign or subscribe, yada yada. You know the deal, because we're on YouTube and stuff. And yeah, bye again. Have a great day.